22 women and children have been killed in Syria. This according to the NGO Gift of the Givers. This after 2 rockets struck Darkoush, just 300 meters away from the Gift of the Givers' Ar Rahma Hospital. 50 people injured in the rocket strike that have been rushed to hospital. Joining us via telephone is NGO Gift of the Givers founder, Dr. Sooliman. Thank you very much for joining us, Dr. Sooliman. What can you tell us about these latest bombings?
Hi, Peter. Around 11 this morning, I got a message from my hospital staff in the Ar Rahma Hospital saying that the hospital was inundated with casualties. Now, that's nothing new. We see 12,000 patients a month, most of them trauma. But what was new was that the bombing took place about 400 meters from the hospital. And what was sad for us, that's the area where the medical and the media team stayed in 2013 when we took the teams across to the hospital. They mentioned that 22 women and children died because it was a civilian area. That whole street is a civilian street. 22 children and women died. 50 casualties were brought into the hospital. Because there was such an overflow and because so many were seriously injured, we couldn't see all 50 at the same time or having 4 theaters. So 16 were sent to Turkey to try to save their lives there, because surely all 50 could not be seen simultaneously with the type of injuries that they had, which were very major.
All right, so you've been involved for quite a while as an NGO helping in that country. Tell us about what you've been doing there and what your volunteers are there to do.
Well, we started off there in December 2012. We took an ordinary building and we converted it into a 70 days into an emergency hospital. That's Ar Rahma Hospital. But in time, we knew it's going to get busier because as more and more hospitals were being targeted throughout the country and more ambulances and clinics were being destroyed, we realized that this hospital will have to be of greater use and get bigger. So we made it 2 extra floors. It's a 3-floor hospital now, and an additional building across the road. In addition to that, because this hospital has been sort of targeted many times, as its forces have tried to destroy it on several occasions. Last year, during the time of the Nepal earthquake, they managed to blow the windows and the doors away of the hospital, but it survived. A year before that, a car bomb was put outside the hospital. 90 people died, 200 were injured. It survived that. There were numerous attacks whilst the South African team was there and at other times. So we put up a second hospital, 8 kilometers from this hospital, closer to the Turkish border, but still inside Syria. So to answer your question, we're running 2 hospitals, averaging combined about 14,000 patients a month, which is casualties, also new births, the maternity, outpatient, a whole range of medical services. We run feeding schemes, we set up refugee centers, we've got refugee tents, we provide them with baby milk powder, food, clothing, and we send patients across to Turkey when there's too many in our hospital. And we're doing this from 2012 December.
I mean, how then can you ensure the safety of the staff and the volunteers that are there? They're doing important work, but they're quite likely, if this continues, and it's been going on for some time, are in grave danger.
We can't, there is no safe place in inverted commas in Syria. The staff and the volunteers know that this is life, it's a risk. Even when the South African teams went, the bombs fell right around the hospital and where we were staying, and 4 missiles hit the mountain above the hospital. So yes, the staff know that that's high risk. Those staff can get a huge salary if they go outside Syria, the amount of experience they have in war medicine. But they opt voluntarily to stay in the country to serve their people. Besides, when there's casualties coming to the hospital, when there's bombing in other parts of Syria, when the bombing is very severe, the staff from our hospital, our staff, go to the other hospitals where it's very, very dangerous to lend a helping hand, because in that case, those ambulances can't go to Syria, the distance to Turkey. The distance is too great. So instead, our medical teams go to those dangerous hospitals and they assist there. And they made up their mind. They are Syrians, and they said they will die in their country serving their people.
All right. Thank you very much indeed, Dr. Sooliman. And we certainly wish the very best for your staff and the volunteers that are there. Thank you so much for that update.